Hey, Ben. Ben. Yeah. I'm choosing heaven today. Okay. Sing right along with me.
Good morning, everyone. We've got our singing voices today. Take a deep breath. La, 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 la. You all heard this one before?
Let's all stand and sing. I'm choosing heaven today. Here we go.
Yes, we are.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven. I'm choosing heaven today. I am
Right now, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. Yes, we are. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today. Walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven. Hey! Good morning.
Andy Anderson and Ben Anderson. Thank you, and thank you all. Good morning and Happy New Year. I'm Kimberly Hawkins, the senior minister here. It's my awesome pleasure to welcome you all to Center for Spiritual Living Rogue Valley in partnership with Medford of Unity. We are strong. We are a radically inclusive, spiritually progressive, spiritual family, faith community. We teach tools to both uplift our personal lives and help make a world that works for everybody. So we welcome you this morning. First of all, anybody here for the first time, we'd like to give you a little love. Welcome, welcome. There's a newcomer packet, and I know that you live in Anchorage, so you may not need the newcomer packet, but we're glad to give you one. If you haven't already, please turn off your cell phones or put them in airplane mode. And I'm going to introduce a few people. With us this morning is Reverend Stephanie Clark, who will be doing our invocation and reading, and Reverend Bonnie Anderson, who did a beautiful New Dawn meditation earlier, and she will be holding high watch throughout the service. And you've already met both Andy and his son, Ben Anderson, our incredible musicians this morning. Yeah. They traveled, as did Reverend Bonnie, down from Roseburg this morning, and I guess it was a pretty snowy drive, but they made it, which we're grateful for. So I'm going to invite you all to take a deep collective breath as we turn it over to Andy and Ben to prepare us for our invocation and reading. As always, after this particular song, let's hold our applause so we can go right into that sacred space of prayer.
Yes. You see, you got a light that wants to shine, so let it. Sacred serpent, my old skin, I shed it. Beholding my brethren and sistren forever. Eternal light moving through space, connected. Look, it's far reaching. You're the dust of a star speaking. With heart beating, use that breath to start speaking. Vibrations of love and freedom. As one, as equals, connected through each soul. Aligned with love. What else can we say? Hey, it's just a brand new blessed day. Yes. Yes, it is. Yes. Let it go. Yes. Nothing else. Yes. It's just another blessed day. Yes, it is. Another blessed day. Just another blessed day. Every day.
So continuing now in this consciousness that has been so beautifully established by my brethren, Andy and Ben. Turn aside from the outer world and move within to the Holy of Holies, the inner sanctum. That which is untouched by the ups and the downs and the changing conditions of the human experience. We move within to the awareness of our infinite, invisible presence that governs, guides, and directs the entire universe. It is the power that governs, guides, and directs my life, and it is the power that governs, guides, and directs the lives of each sacred soul in this sanctuary, each sacred soul who is listening on the live stream. We are here by divine appointment. We are here to remember our oneness, to remember that we are divine beings, living, moving, having our being in a spiritual universe. And I speak my word for this sacred service today, knowing that Spirit is in charge here, that everything is unfolding in accordance with the divine sway. I bless my dear sister, Reverend Kimberly, and know that her words fall on fertile listening ears and hearts, that everything that unfolds here, whether it's music, whether it's the words spoken, whether it's a feeling tone, whatever is unfolding here is leading us home. It's reminding us of who we truly are, remembering that we are not limited by human stuff. We are divine beings and we are born to express our holy purpose. So I know this service unfolds beautifully, easily, and well. I bless all beings who have contributed to it, to have all beings who have in any way been of service in order to bring forth this divine fruitage, this expression of love in manifest form. This is our grand rising into the new awareness of who we truly are. So I bless it all, I name it good. I give thanks for everything that is unfolding here, for the divine outcome of our time together. I give thanks for the love that is being unleashed from within and spreading out all over across the planet. For what is known at one point in mind is known at all points in mind simultaneously. how grateful I am for this truth. And I release my word into law, and I allow it to be, and so it is. Thank you. So the reading this morning is from an author, Howard Thurman. He wrote a book, many books, but this book is For the Inward Journey, and it's a passage entitled, The Moments of My High Resolve. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Despite the dullness and barrenness of the days that pass, if I search with due diligence, I can always find a deposit left by some former radiance. But I had forgotten. At the time, it was full-orbed, glorious, and resplendent. I was sure that I would never forget. In the moment of its fullness, I was sure that it would illumine my path for all the rest of my journey. I had forgotten how easy it is to forget. There was no intent to betray what seemed so sure at the time. My response was whole, clean, authentic. But little by little, there crept into my life the dust and grit of the journey. Details, lower-level demands, all kinds of cross-currents. Nothing momentous, nothing overwhelming, nothing flagrant, just wear and tear. If there had been some direct challenge, a clear-cut issue, I would have fought it to the end and beyond. In the quietness of this place, surrounded by the all-pervading presence of God, my heart whispers, keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve, that in fair weather or in foul, in good times or in tempests, in the days when the darkness and the foe are nameless or familiar, I may not forget that to which my life is committed. Keep fresh before me the moments of my high resolve. Thank you.
That we made. This is our first time performing this version of it, so it should be really fun.
Sometimes when I find myself just holding in, holding on, and afraid of letting go. Don't allow myself to see the truth of my wholeness, oneness, and the greatness that I am.
Tell them what you do.
But when I look inside, oh, where truth resides, and know that I express all the joy that I possess. And when I love myself, oh, just the way I am, I wake up to my truth and let it come first. And I let my spirit move.
Yes, we do.
Just like the ocean that's on the move.
Yeah.
See, always moving in, moving out, never still, never stopping that flow of life. Oh,
come on.
But when you look inside, oh, just
realize
you can always express all the power that you possess.
Hey.
And just love yourself.
Love yourself.
Oh, just the way you are.
Where you are.
Wake up to your truth.
Hey.
Come first.
Now I'm calling in love, I'm calling in peace. And it's alive here and living as me. And see the spirit's free. And it's guiding and driving my dreams. When I look around, what do I see?
What do you see?
I see my own truth reflected at me. And this truth, it is supreme. We're all threads in this masterful weave. Now when I truly believe we're all part of the plan, then let me see you go and just clap your hands. And if you truly believe that life is meant to be sweet, feel free to stand up and just step to the beat. You see, hey. We're here to serve humanity's elevation. This song's a sweet demonstration of that love expressed in his musical celebration. Now, we came so far just to get here, and with the power of forgiveness, we can get clear. Let spirit move through any obstacle. Watch the impossible become possible. With the strength and the wisdom to hold God's forgiveness for all as our own, we all raise up, brave and bold, standing strong, healed and whole. Hey,
let my spirit keep on moving. Oh, and have this thing. It keeps on shining in my life. When I let it shine.
Let it what?
Shine
Hey, we all were born with the power to choose.
Yeah.
That's right, and we're going to choose this groove. And right now we're going to let our spirit move. Come on.
Let my spirit.
Let me hear you sing.
Let my spirit move. Let my spirit. Let my spirit. Let my spirit move. Let my spirit.
Woo! Andy Anderson. Thank you.
Oh my, thank you. Ben and Andy Anderson, oh my. We talked about what song to put where, and I wanted this one because I love it when I can get up here with all this energy. Yeah. You guys rock. You rock. Oh my gosh. Woo! And Ben's coming back in a bit, right?
Oh no, he's going to go with the teams.
Oh,
we have so
he's going to teen camp on Friday with our teens.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we're going up to Vernonia to Camp Cedar Ridge, and it's gorgeous, and I'm really excited. And we have 5 teens for this camp, which is really awesome, and a lot of you helped contributed, so thanks. So I want to be there for the last
Okay.
time before.
And we're going to bring you all in the sanctuary at the very end so we can bless you on your way.
Yeah,
Pray you
cool.
will.
Awesome.
Okay.
So we'll be back.
Thank you, Ben. Oh, my goodness. So, let me get my bearings here again. The Center for Spiritual Living's theme, global theme for the year 2024 is a grand rising. And I kind of like this one. It has many meanings. I think part of it comes from the idea that we've come through COVID and all of the restrictions and the insulation and, you know, the challenges that brought, along with some gifts, of course, of time for reflection and finding new ways to do things. But it was challenging, so challenging, and life-losing for some of us and our family members. And now finally we're coming out of that, so we have the opportunity now to have a grand rising. I think in New Thought traditions, we also are anticipating a grand rising in our communities, where many church communities are losing people. We are thriving, and I'm so grateful for that. Grand rising also is a greeting that is used especially in the Black community instead of good morning. So the inspiration for this theme came from a true story about 3 Black youth. They were living in a homeless shelter in Oklahoma, in a room with many others, but the 3 of these guys really bonded. They became close friends, and they had some things in common. They were still kind of wide-eyed and optimistic and determined to lift themselves out of the straits they were in. So they managed to negotiate the social services system and get their basic needs met, but they decided to focus on a spiritual approach to lifting their lives into something new, something like a grand rising. And one of them had discovered a TikTok video that it showed this use of grand rising in the Black community. And so the 3 of them decided that they would take that into the shelter. So they made vision boards, and they put them on their walls, and they made a big poster about grand rising, and they invited the shelter staff to support them. And they prayed, and they did affirmations, and they really focused on their spiritual practices. And what happened shortly thereafter is one of the 3 reunited with his family, and the 2 other young men set off on an adventure into California. Remember, they were in Oklahoma. And they had enlisted the help of the staff as they had this grand rising within the homeless shelter. And last time they contacted the homeless shelter staff, they were all thriving. So I think it's a beautiful example of what intention and focusing on God and doing our own spiritual inner work, what it can do. It can lift any of us up out of any situation that we might be facing. So I think the invitation here is to start our day with positive intentions and intentional connection with Spirit, a grand rising to you. So they told the staff, as a matter of fact, that instead of saying good morning, they were going to greet everyone in the shelter with grand rising. It's pretty powerful. And I think for us, grand rising in our morning practice can also mean revisiting any intentions we set for this coming year. And we're going to talk more about that because Rev Steph's going to be offering a workshop again. How many of you were at her last year's workshop to set intentions for the new year? Anybody in here? Well, all right, a lot of you get to do it again anyway because New Year's is a New Year's every year, but she's going to help us set intentions, which is a very powerful, powerful practice. So last week, whether you were here or watched online, you know that we did a releasing ceremony. We had bowls of water and we wrote down what it was we don't want to carry through the threshold into the new year 2024. Whether it was bad habits or false beliefs about ourselves, limitations, whatever, unforgiveness of ourselves or others. And we put the papers in water and stirred them and the writing disappeared. So that's the first step in a New Year's tradition of inviting a grand rising. The next step, of course, is what do we want to experience? What do we want to be in the new year? And so I have a practice. I sat New Year's Day this week in long meditation, just kind of inviting, because I think we can set intentions or we can allow them to emerge from within. And so instead of choosing an intention from my mental brain, my intention was to let the intention come forward through meditation. And I actually got up at one point to go to the bathroom, and on my way back, walking back to my chair, boom, the download came. So I'm going to share my intention, not that this should be your intention, although I think it's a powerful practice, but to just encourage you to do the same. So the words that came to me were open to love. And to me, that meant on many levels. First and foremost, open to feel the love of God. How many of you really feel that every single day? Allow that and embody that. That's a powerful practice. And to feel my own love for God, which is just deeply, deeply moving for me. Secondly, to feel the love for this community and to feel the love from you back to me. Sometimes that's overwhelming. Do you ever have somebody express love or appreciation and you don't know quite what to do with it? You know, it's a little embarrassing. Well, my intention is to really soak it up and to give it out this year. And then thirdly, of course, it's love for my own family, my biological family, and really, truly love for the stranger as well, as Jesus taught us. I have a plaque in our family room / kitchen that I picked up when I was decorating a former home. And it says in Spanish, Fe, familia, amigos. Faith, family, friends. And that's kind of my priorities in life, focusing on God, on family, on friends. So this practice of focusing first on God is a very, very powerful one. In Matthew 6, we're told, do not worry or say, what will we eat, what will we drink, or what will we wear? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. All things, when we make that our first focus. I've been collecting Bibles this week. You know, I never liked the phrases in both the Old Testament and the New Testament that teach us that we are to fear God. Anybody else not like that? Because I thought if God is a all-loving, unconditionally loving, wonderful presence, why would we fear God? And what I realized, and I go to a group on Wednesday morning of fellow clergy in different denominations, and I asked them this week what Bibles they use. There's actually a Bible called, Common English Bible, CEB. And it uses very common language instead of, trying to be true to the translation. And instead of saying, fear God, some of the editions that I've read now say, worship God. Worship God. And to me, that resonates more. And by worship, I guess I mean I don't have to fear God, but I am in awe of the power, the presence, the magnificence, the abundance, the peace, the love. All that God is almost more than I can take in my human brain. So to be in awe or to worship, I think, is more my speed. And what I learned is we can choose a Bible that kind of resonates with us. And maybe a Bible that resonates in this passage and not this one. I mean, why not, right? We'll have an abundance of Bibles. I think it's no surprise and no accident that this theme came to me this year, open to love. As many of you know, I've been studying the Course in Miracles for the last 2 years, and I'm still doing it this year. And in the introduction to the Course in Miracles, it tells us, the aim of the Course is not to teach the meaning of love, for that cannot be taught. The aim of the Course, rather, is to remove the obstacles to the awareness of love's presence, which is your natural birthright. Wow. It also says that fear has, the opposite of fear is, the opposite of love is fear, but love cannot really have an opposite. And so I think what that means is in our human expressions, we do feel fear sometimes, but there's no real need to be in fear. If we really focus on the awareness of love's presence every single moment of every single situation in our lives, there is no need to fear. So, I've been filled with synchronicities this week, and that's the way it goes, isn't it? When you're really in the vibe, you know how things just come? So we know that the theme for this year is a grand rising. The suggested talk title for this morning was A New Dawn. I was listening to Rejoice Radio. It just happened to be on my car radio. It's a Christian station. And this was shortly after I came up with this theme. And I heard a Christian song that Andy's going to do for us after my talk. And some of you may know it. It's called As the Deer. Anybody know it? So it goes like this. As the deer panteth for water, so does my soul longeth for thee. And then the refrain, which just made me cry and cry and cry, if I can remember it here. Yes. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. There's that phrase again, worship. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. And in my very emotional, open-hearted frame of mind, I just kept singing that on the radio, crying. So we're gonna experience that song after the talk this morning. And it is a very traditional Christian song, which is not necessarily what we usually play in here, but I think that really, truly, in the depths of our soul, isn't a connection with the divine our only heart's desire. It truly is. And when we have that, we have everything. We have the ability to forgive. We have the ability to love ourselves. We have the ability to be generous and giving. And we have the ability to recognize our own gifts and why we're here, and the ability to use them in service to anyone who comes in contact with us. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. In science of mind and new thought traditions like unity, sometimes, probably more in science of mind than unity, I have felt the lack of a personal connection with the divine. I don't know if any of you have experienced that, but yeah. We talk about God as a principle, and we don't talk about God as the big white-haired, bearded guy in the sky, which I think is okay, but sometimes we lose that personal feeling of connection. And I want to feel that personal feeling of connection. What I realized one time in teaching Thomas Troward, one of the influences on the founder of Science of Mind, Ernest Holm, Troward talked a lot about the law. The law is that aspect of the divine that is subjective. In other words, it is always subject to our thoughts, our prayers, and it always says yes. That's why if we're focusing on the negative and we're focusing on limitation, we stay stuck in the negative and limitation. If we allow ourselves the picture of a grand rising and have the mental equivalent of a larger life of good coming into our life, that's what happens, because the law simply responds to what we're thinking. And I realized studying Troward, with the help of a practitioner who loved him, because I found his writings a little bit dry, that what is more loving than a principle, a power that always says yes, right? That is love. Yeah. So I talked about the Bible versions. So moving then to the synchronicities that were happening, the New Dawn was the title for today. I'm in a class on Zoom. The last class I was teaching on a class called Infinite You. And one of the class members who was here, knows who she is, mentioned that she was reading a book by John O'Donohue named Anam Cara. Some of you know it. I had purchased that book probably 2 years ago because I have another book by John O'Donohue. If you don't know his poems, they're awesome. I frequently use them in my talks. I have a book called Bless the Space Between Us, which is all poetry by John O'Donohue, who is a mystic, deep, Celtic Irish poet who is now deceased, but his work lives on. But I bought Anam Cara thinking I'd love it and it would be more poems, and it's prose. So I put it on my shelf, and I hadn't read it. And when my student mentioned this, I got the book out and started reading it. Well, lo and behold, first of all, lo and behold, surprise, surprise, right? It's the way the world works. Spirit works. Anam Cara, first of all, means soul friend. Soul friend. We are meant to be soul friends for each other. And the very first, there is a poem that is the very first thing in the book. It's called Benacht. And it's so interesting. I read it and loved it, and then I went back to my Bless the Space Between Us to see if I could find a New Year's poem for today. It was the same poem. So I guess I'm meant to read this to you guys. It's called Benacht, and actually O'Donohue wrote it right after the death of his mother, so he wrote it for Josie, his mother. On the day when the weight deadens on your shoulders and you stumble, may the clay dance to balance you. And when your eyes freeze behind the gray window and the ghost of loss gets into you, may a flock of colors, indigo, red, green, and azure blue, come to awaken in you a meadow of delight. When the canvas frays in the curragh of thought and a stain of ocean blackens beneath you, may there come across the waters a path of yellow moonlight to bring you safely home. May the nourishment of the earth be yours. May the clarity of light be yours. May the fluency of the ocean be yours. May the protection of the ancestors be yours. And so, may a slow wind work these words of love around you, an invisible cloak to mind your life. Benacht means blessing. So I started to read the prose part in here, and wouldn't you know, what he talks about is dawn. Oh my, can you imagine? So I'm going to read you a little about this. And I so appreciated Bonnie's meditation this morning was about dawn and beginning to see the light, and all of your music is about that new beginning. It's wonderful. So O'Donohue writes, this is a section called Light is Generous. If you've ever had occasion to be out early in the morning before the dawn breaks, you will have noticed that the darkest time of night is immediately before dawn. The darkness deepens and becomes more anonymous. If you had never been to the world and never know what a day was, you couldn't possibly imagine how the darkness breaks, how the mystery and color of a new day arrive. Light is incredibly generous, but also gentle. When you attend to the way the dawn comes, you learn how light can coax the dark. The first fingers of light appear on the horizon, and ever so deftly and gradually they pull the mantle of darkness away from the world. Quietly before you is the mystery of a new dawn, the new day. Emerson said, "No one suspects the days to be God's." It is one of the tragedies of modern culture that we've lost touch with these spiritual thresholds of nature. The urbanization of modern life has succeeded in exiling us from this fecund kinship with our Mother Earth. So he talks about how we need to stay in touch with the rhythms of nature. We are blessed. We are given every single day this sunlight, new day, new dawn, grand rising. Sometimes we don't notice. Sometimes we got our heads so buried in the stuff and all the details of life that we don't accept the gift. So the invitation this month and today and this year really is to accept the gift of the possibility of a grand rising. And I think that we do that in community for each other, right? We are soul friends here in this community to support one another, to do just that. There's some other beautiful quotes. I had so many from this book. O'Donohue says, "When love awakens in your life in the night of your heart, it is like the dawn breaking within you." So do you see how he wove my intention, open to love, and CSL's theme for today, New Dawn? I don't know if you find that quite striking, but I do. Love is the nature of the soul. When we allow ourselves to love and be loved, we begin to inhabit the kingdom of the eternal. Fear changes into courage, emptiness becomes plenitude, and distance becomes intimacy. So O'Donohue writes in the book about Celtic greetings, and I can't read you the words in whatever language it was. I guess it was Gaelic probably, but I will tell you what the greetings are. When you encounter someone in this tradition, what you say in Gaelic is, "God be with you." And what the person says back to the first speaker is, "And Mary be with you." So you have both the masculine and the feminine of the divine being honored, and what a beautiful, beautiful way to greet each other. It reminded me of my trip to the Buddhist temple in Ashland, where every time someone passed someone, they would say, "Namaste," and bow. You know, the divine in me greets the divine in you. So I'm just tickled, actually, to Kathy Green for introducing me to that book, or reintroducing it to me, and tickled that I'm reading it because it feeds my soul right now. Ernest Holmes, our founder of Science of Mind, even though he talked about God as principle, he also many times would express this personal connection. And I don't know if you're aware, but at the back of our Science of Mind textbook, there are many beautiful meditations. And I'd like to read you one that he entitled Divine Companionship. "I have an inner friend who walks and talks with me daily. He's not afar off, but within me, a constant companion. I shall never become lonely, for my friend is always near. I have but to speak, and he answers. Before ever my lips spoke, he told me of his love. Oh, my kind friend, how dear to me is thy presence. The spirit within me is my friend." Which reminded me, Andy Anderson, of In the Garden. Some of you probably know. So we're going to just sing a bit, right? Right? A bit, because you don't want to sing. You don't want to hear me sing more than a bit.
Right.
So the refrain.
But we can do this.
We can. The refrain of this song is reminiscent of what Ernest Holmes has said in here, that when we enter the garden, the place of stillness, we are in the presence, and we can commune with the presence. Tell me when.
And he walks with me, and he talks with me, and he tells me I am his own.
And the joy we share as we tarry there, none other ever known.
Sing it one more time.
Okay.
And he walks with me, and he
talks with me, and he tells me I am his own, and the joy we share as we tarry there, none other has ever known. Thank you, Andy Anderson. Thank you all.
You sounded pretty good.
So summing up here, folks, I invite all of us to focus on being opening to love this year. No matter what your specific intention is, what a beautiful practice. Love for and from the divine. Love for and from our community. Love for and from our family and friends, and for the stranger as well. I invite us all, if you haven't already, to set intentions. What a powerful thing that is. Just like those 3 youth in that homeless shelter, setting the intention of communing with the divine and having a grand rising, and it happened very quickly. So I invite you, you'll hear a little more about it in a moment, but in 2 weeks from today, Reverend Stephanie will be doing a class, New Year, New You, where you'll have a chance to really focus on what is the grand rising you're looking for this year. What does it look like? I am teaching a version of our foundation class that starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. here that focuses on 3 things for this year. What is it you want to experience in your relationships, in your health, and in your prosperity? Using the principles of science of mind to have that intention. And just to remember, as the deer panteth after water, our souls do indeed long for a connection to the divine. Yeah. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship you. Let's go into prayer. When I first walked in this sanctuary, I could feel the presence. I could feel that the walls were literally saturated with prayer for the years and years and years that Unity met here, and before it was another Christian church that had this building in another location. And so what I know right now, right here, is that presence, that power saturates everything. The pews, the carpets, the ceiling, and each one of us. Our souls are made of divine stuff. We can't be separate from the goodness, the love, the harmony, the joy, the peace that God is. In our human experience, surely we can experience separation, but the truth is we cannot be separate. We're made of God's stuff. And this power, this presence, does walk with us and talk with us when we get quiet and still. So my prayer for all of us this coming new year, as we invite a grand rising, is that we spend time each morning with intentions for the day, that we spend time in stillness and prayer and meditation to allow the upload, if you will, of Spirit's voice within. That higher self, that precious, loving voice that guides each one of us in every aspect of our lives if we listen. My intention is that each of us set an intention and then ask the help of Holy Spirit to guide us in the perfect direction. We don't have to figure it out in our human brains. There is an intelligence, a power so much grander than we are, that lives right here, that is ever available to guide, supply, support, love. And so I extend this blessing now, not only to those watching online and those in this room, but I extend this blessing to the world at large, affirming that we as humans experience a grand rising this year, that we let go of old, worn-out conditions like war and hatred and prejudice, and we rise up in the love that God is, the power that God is, the beauty that God is. and we change ourselves and we change the world. And gratitude for this community, for the beautiful music, for our ecclesiastical team and each one of you. And gratitude to know this prayer is already answered before it's left my lips. I just release it now into the law, which always says, yes. And we say together, and so it is. Amen.
As a deer panteth for the water, so my soul longeth after thee. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. You my shield, to you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. You, my friend, and you, my brother, even though you are a king, I love you more than any other, so much more than anything. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone may my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. Oh, I want you more than gold or silver, only you can satisfy. You alone are the real joy giver and the apple of my eye. You alone are my strength, my shield. To you alone my spirit yield. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. You alone are my heart's desire, and I long to worship thee. I long to worship thee. I long to worship thee. I long to worship thee.
Thank you, Andy, I requested that. So time now for our tithes and offerings, and we will celebrate birthdays. Vivian gave me a reminder, but we'll do that afterwards. So this is our chance to give back to the places where we're spiritually fed. I know that a lot of you give online, so if that's the case, just bless the basket as it goes by. If you're watching online, you can go to our website, cslroguevalley.org, and hit the donate button. We appreciate your support as well. So if you repeat our affirmation after me, please. Graciously I give. Graciously I give. From a place of love. Knowing that as I give, so do I richly receive. So it is.
So it is.
Thank you, video team. In case I forget, it's up there. Corey.
I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So Andy, I didn't give you any warning about this, but it is the first Sunday of the month. So a quick happy birthday. If you have a birthday in January, would you please stand up so we can sing to you? And the last lines are happy birthday, we sure do love you.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. We sure do love you. Woo! And let's see, Ginny, did you bring a cake? You know, this woman makes the best cakes and often gluten-free as well. And so please join us to help celebrate our January birthdays after service, along with some coffee and Michael's incredible soup. Thank you, kitchen volunteers. It's lasagna? Oh, lasagna. All right, I'll be there. So I'm going to do some announcements, and then we're going to ask our teens to come up, and we'll bless them on their way to their teen camp. So announcements, let's see. Terry Mershon, raise your hand, please. And Terry is heading our building committee. I don't know if you're heading it, but I hope you will. And we need at least 3 people to sit on the building committee. So if you're interested, this is the committee that's going to tend to the physical space to make it safe and lovely and, you know, all of that. So please talk to Terry afterwards if you're interested, or you can talk to me and I'll send you her way. Thank you, Terry, for doing that. Let's see. Tomorrow, men's group will meet here, yes, Alan, at 11 a.m. Tomorrow at 3 p.m., I start a 6-week version of our foundations class. As I mentioned, we're going to be focusing on how to use spiritual principles to change what you want to experience in relationships, in your prosperity, and in your health, and more. So please, if you've taken foundations before, it's a great way to refresh up, and you're in a whole new place, so it's a whole new experience. See me if you're interested. And Rev Steph, come on up. Not only is Rev Steph teaching a visioning class, which starts Thursday. She's also doing
Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday, gosh, okay. I'm glad you're here. Tell us a little bit about visioning and a lot about your workshop in 2 weeks from today.
So visioning, we're starting on Wednesday this week. It starts at 5:30, and we're going to be visioning for a brand new life. So join this course 6 weeks, and you can sign up out there and pay me or Vivian. And in 2 weeks' time, Sunday the 21st January, starting at 1 o'clock, 1 till 4. So a 3-hour workshop. It's called Happy New You 2024. So what's coming to me is, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. So that's not just about the doing, our human doing, that's about our human thinking. So we're going to start to set goals for what it is that we really want to experience in the new year. And in a community of support, we build the energy, and it's dynamite. So I hope you join us. Thank you.
Thank you, Steph. And so that's 2 weeks from today, the workshop. And because the drumming circle has lost the opportunity to meet because we had Christmas Eve, and then the fourth Sunday of this month is our community meeting. Everybody's invited. So what'll happen on the second Sunday, 2 weeks from third Sunday, 2 weeks from today, I always get dates messed up. I got to stay grounded here. 2 weeks from today at noon, we'll meet the drumming circle here, and then Stephanie will begin her workshop at 1. All right? Let's see what else we got. Unity's reading group and Tai Chi always meet Tuesday morning at 10:30 and 11:30 respectively. As I mentioned, our annual meeting is after service on the last Sunday of the month. Sign up for our e-newsletter in the Bosworth Hall. Prayer boxes are in the back and in Bosworth Hall. Don't leave here. If you need a prayer, our practitioners will be coming forward in a moment to pray with you for the 5-minute miracle. I think that's it. Okay, come on forward, teens. Look at you all. Whew. I'm going to invite us all to extend a hand of blessing on this group. Look at these beautiful faces. So what I know is these are the beautiful young incarnations of divine love. They are our future. They are traveling up to Vernonia, Oregon on Friday. And what I know is that you are each blessed, that you each experience a grand rising, a new way of looking at yourself, at life, at what you're here to do, and that you come back refreshed, renewed, uplifted, and that you raise the vibration of this community. We bless you, we love you. We know your trip is safe, joy-filled, and absolutely wonderful. And so it is. Amen. Andy Anderson, and Ben is going too, right?
This is correct, yes.
Yes. Andy Anderson, take us away, closing song.
Baby, come on up.
Oh, wait, practitioners and ministers, come on up. Prayer warriors are here for you after service.
I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. I am a light. I am a light. I am a light in this world. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine so bright. And I shine. And I shine. And I shine so bright. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. You are a light, you are a light, you are a light in this world. And you shine, and you shine, and you shine so bright. And you shine, and you shine,
And
you shine so bright. For the world, we are. We are
Don't mind that. That was on purpose.
We are a light.
I swear.
We are a light in this world. We are a light.
I got my grandpa dying over there.
We are a light in this world.
Sorry,
And
Pops.
we shine, and we shine so bright. And we shine, and we shine so bright. We shine. We shine, we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine, we shine.